Yeah. Oh no, next room, uncle. Hey man, what's
What's
up?
good, bro?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm great, bro. I'm great.
Wonderful, man.
How's the
Okay.
day?
Oh, the day is brilliant, bro. And for you? How was church?
Yeah, man. Yeah, church was good.
Power, power. So just so you know, this is being recorded because my team is not available. So I just thought, let me
Okay,
record the meeting and then I can just send them the link about what was discussed afterwards.
no problem.
Oh, bro. Okay, cool. So I think if you're ready, we can jump in and start.
Yeah, let's get right into it, bro. No problem. So, I mean, what I understand is you want to build a professional league within the five-a-side space, and you also see an opportunity to take over facility, right? So I see two opportunities there. Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, having the league is to put, the players in front because the players are the ones who make the league, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to
Mm-hmm.
broadcast them. But we are also putting our brands in front because obviously you want to be able to educate those players on nutrition, on coaching, on financial literacy, on, all the things that you about, all the things you represent.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking to myself, wow, okay, how could we run this in a way that it could be profitable for everyone on all spectrums,
Yeah.
you know? And that's something that I wanted us to have a meeting about because I do see ways that we can generate good income. But obviously, I also need to understand how your relationship with that venue is, and maybe if we can even look at other venues because we don't need to close our avenues or options. But yeah, just so we can see how we can work with the synergy,
Mm.
because I know that you have these relationships where you can secure certain venues, and you know that I've got the knowledge and I've got the community in terms of the financial space. So
Mhm.
I believe that, bro, if we do things right, we won't have a problem in terms of everyone, getting a good income out of it, and also you being able to run your professional league, because that's the whole objective.
Yeah. So how, if I can just come in there, Mr. Letu. So what we are doing is, right, we are building a service for our product. So the product is the five-a-side league. Okay, so that's
Okay.
something that we have a long-term strategy in mind for. But before we get to that product, we actually have a service that we will be running from the 3rd of July.
Okay.
Right. So
What's the service?
the service that we are running is called the Ultimate Pro Sports Camp. That's what we're doing. So what that basically means is we are getting players exclusivity, right? That's everything to us. So we are inviting players into the camp. It will be a one-day camp running from 9 a.m. in the morning to 5 p.m. in the afternoon, right?
Yeah.
The camp is actually going to include players of different ages. So you can have a 13-year-old in the camp. You can have a 17-year-old, a 19-year-old, maybe even a 24-year-old. The idea is just to get people who
Different
are
players, obviously.
different players, right? So what we want to do is get these people together, and this is the service that we are delivering. This is what the camp is about. They arrive on the day. We're going to be giving them like training stuff, talent-centric focus, like there must be some talent development,
Yeah,
speed
skill
and quickness
development.
stuff. Yeah, like skills, passing, skills training with our ambassador, which is Jose Garcia. And from there, they then move over to eat. So we have a masterclass on nutrition happening as well. So athletes are going to learn how to eat. They'll be getting 3 meals
Got you.
at the camp. And after the meals are done, or after all these training things are done, we then move into our theory-based lessons, which is the how to build your athlete brand, right? Give them actual information that they can use now. Then we're also introducing sports law to these athletes, showing them what a contract looks like, what is a good contract, what's not a good contract,
Got you.
what power do they have when it comes to negotiating their contracts.
Yeah.
And then what I want to include as a final, just to like round it off is, and I'm thinking about Limitless here, Limitless Worldwide is bringing that financial education to the athletes as well, teaching them about
I
passive
got
income, teaching them about cryptocurrencies and how they can actually use the
Leverage.
income they're
Yeah.
generating from sport to actually create wealth for them,
100%. So
So
basically,
that's
you're charging these athletes a fee to attend the camp. This fee is
yes,
what's paying for their nutrition, meaning the food that they're gonna eat,
yeah,
the time for the coaches that's being taken, your
yeah,
time for being the guy that's organizing everything,
yeah,
looking to
exactly.
generate all the cash flow from what they're gonna pay.
So that is the standard model, right? That's the standard model. So we want to flip that. And why I'm saying we want to flip that is because we actually believe, and this is where you and your expertise will have to come in. We believe that we can actually generate cash flow from the crowdfunding platforms that are available.
Of course.
So this is the product. We're valuing our service as 2,500 and per individual. So we want to actually remove that cost from the person, from the athlete attending, and I'll explain why. If we remove that cost, we then create this crowdfunding platform that can basically cover those costs. We're also going to be licensing the event. When I say license, I'm talking about we have the Ultimate Pro Sports Camp licensed by or powered by Limitless Worldwide, and then you will pay for that powered by slogan or that powered by statement, so
Yeah,
that the
I
event
hear
now
what you're
becomes
saying
yours.
in terms of having sponsors or whatever involved.
Yes, yes. So
So
that's how we
now,
want
if
to
you're
actually
saying,
count
so you value the camp at 2,500 rand.
per person. Yeah.
So how many people would you be looking to have in the camp?
So great question. So because we're driving the element of exclusivity and because we want to deliver such a professional standard in
Yeah.
terms of delivering the service, we're actually going to cap our numbers. So the athletes will only have about 20 to 25 athletes allowed in each camp.
Okay, so 25
Yeah,
athletes at 2,500 is 50,000. So you
yeah,
feel like with 50,000, you would be able to cover the coaches and
yeah.
everything. Like, obviously, it's not to say everyone's going to be making a whole bucket load of money, but you feel like you would be able to cover your expenses and still have
Yes,
change.
yes. So we would like to have cover the expenses and still have profit to share amongst everyone that's involved. Yeah.
Well, why would you need to share your profit if you're paying everyone that's involved?
Well, oh yeah, sorry. That's yeah. So the
Profit is
profit
yours,
after
bro.
that,
The profit
yes,
is actually
comes into the
um
business.
it's
Yeah.
it's 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 more like because if you also gonna pay yourself, right? Obviously.
Yes.
So
Yes.
once you've paid everyone and whatever's left, that's
Mm.
basically the pool that you can use to build your investments, build your,
Yes.
you know, your cash flow. That can build your initial cash flow, and it might not even be that much because you don't know how much your expenses are right now.
Yes, yes, yes. So if I can just explain why I want to remove cost from the athlete, because this is the start of the league concept, right? So we want to be able to travel with the league idea to every province. But realistically speaking, not every province can afford a 2,500 Rand camp. So if we
Gotcha.
remove that cost, right, and we put that cost on crowdfunding or licensing or sponsors or
Gotcha.
we can actually then go to every province and create awareness of our brand in every province. Yes.
So
So
when it
how?
comes to crowdfunding, you
Yeah.
would basically build a campaign for the league, right? And you would give people an opportunity to make once-off donations towards your professional league.
To the camp.
To the camp.
To the camp. So where the league fits in, right, is this is the service that we want to provide, right? So this is going to give us awareness. This is going to get people wanting to donate.
So let's say it like this, for example. Let's say it like this. We go out to Tembisa. This is just an example. And we tell the people in Tembisa that we're going to select 5 or 2 kids in Tembisa to attend this camp, but we want the community to pay for the kids' fees.
Yes.
Is that exactly the kind of vision that you want?
That's the vision. So we want them to pay for the kids. We also
So,
want
for
them to pay for
example, that would
everything that
mean
they can.
10 people taking out 250 rands so that this kid
They
can
can
attend.
cover that kid.
Yes,
Yes.
I get the gist of it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's beautiful, right? Because it then creates some sort of investment idea or some sort of brand idea for that person anyway. So there's many benefits to it for the individuals that's involved. And now for the people that are not necessarily participating, they can now participate by just putting their money into the system. And what that basically does, it ensures that good education is happening. It ensures there's good development. It ensures that this player that belongs to this community, because of this added value information, they can one day now also come back and give back to their community, if that makes
Yes,
sense.
100%. I hear
So,
what you're saying. What I'm thinking about is how to make it perpetual, how to make it an ongoing month-to-month residual, basically, rather than
so
a once-off.
yes, that's something that we also then need to, I don't want to say we need to think about it, because how I'm thinking is the league idea itself, So we want to play the five-a-side football tournament, cup, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll run the league on the Friday night.
Okay.
The Saturday night, the same service is delivered again. The same service. So this is actually the blueprint that we want to have. We want to play in Tembisa, for example, Friday
Okay.
night. Saturday night, we're delivering the Ultimate Pro Sports Camp, where all the athletes, not all of them, but we'll choose 5 athletes from our league. They will stay over and they will help run the camp. They will help spend time with the players, talk to the players. Like that's our give back. So I think that's something that we are actually very passionate about. We want to give. We want to give and give and give and give. So
Giving is great. Like the giving side, obviously, that's adding value. I'm thinking about cash flow wise,
coming
right?
in. Yes.
Cash flow is important for this project because you don't want to be having to take out that money from your own pocket to do certain things, you know?
Yes.
So I think that's something that me and you really need to put our heads towards in terms of really how are you generating cash flow in this camp. Yes, okay, you got the fee, 2,500 rands. That's one way of generating the cash flow. We've got the
Licensing is another one. Yeah.
once-off donations in terms of crowdfunding. Okay, that's our second stream. So right now you've got 2 streams. You've got the fees of the athletes. You've got the once-off campaign, basically, where people donate towards sending an athlete to the camp. Cool.
Yeah.
Right now, let's talk about because you want to be paying out salaries, bro. We
Yeah.
we discussed that the league, the players in this league that are playing have to earn a salary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if it's not exactly a salary, but like for playing in the league for a certain period of time, they need to get paid.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So we still need to
Yeah.
discuss that.
So a way that I see a third stream of income for us, right? Yes, the ones of donations, cool. The athletes that are participating in the sports camp, that's another way. Another way that I'm looking at is licensing. Like I mentioned, be licensing the title, be licensing
Yes, okay, no,
your
no,
name.
that I understand. That that's still okay. Let me say it like this. If you meet someone that would say to you, yo, Tevin, I like this league that you got. I like this concept, what you got going, and I'm willing to be a sponsor, sponsor kits, sponsor stuff. Here's balls, here's everything you need, right?
Mhm.
So that you can run.
Yeah,
And then you still have, a surplus of cash flow then, because you don't have to buy all the stuff then. Then you can use all the money to basically pay the players,
yeah,
if you get what I'm saying.
I
So
do.
we
I
can
do. Yeah.
easily get, things covered,
Mm,
small things,
mm,
but we need to understand the money that we are paying the players. Where is it coming from? Is it coming from the fees that the people are paying? Maybe I don't. I'm still trying to get that part so that we
okay.
can understand, like, you know, exactly how is the money being generated for the players that are playing in the league. I get the money generation in terms of the camp, that's covered because
Yeah.
that's covered by the people attending the camp. I also
Yeah.
get the once-off donations because people in the community want to see their players develop. So
Yeah.
definitely people are going to put money towards seeing that, you know?
Mm, mm, mm.
And then, I also understand what you just brought into play now, but I'm still thinking of something else. Like I get the licensing. So
Yeah.
for example, give me an example of licensing. What would you say? Are you charging a monthly rotation? Are you charging a
Okay.
once off?
So for the license, it can be per event, it can be a league. So let's say we run the league for the next 9 weeks, we can have a title sponsor. So that title sponsor will pay for the next um, nine events that are
Like
coming up,
like
right?
Nike, for example, Nike or
Like
whatever.
Nike.
Yeah,
Yes, Nike will pay for the next 9 events because they want their title, they
yeah, yeah,
want their name to be associated with what the
yeah,
project is. So
yeah.
the ways that we can actually generate cash flow from this, right,
Okay,
is now we are going to turn towards the players and their communities.
okay,
So if you look at the players, they're the perfect marketing machine. First,
yeah,
they have followers. So we
yeah.
will then get Nike to be like, okay, cool. Do you want to be the apparel sponsor for all the teams or just your team? Or choose one team that you can be an apparel sponsor for. You can then sponsor that apparel. We can then create some sort of online system where people can purchase the league's equipment. So it will be,
Yes,
I don't know if you
yes.
can see the screen. You will have the team name and then you'll
With
have
a
the Nike
Nike
logo.
logo. Yes, I'm
And
aware.
then we can sell that off to the players' communities and to the teams' communities.
Got you.
Um, Another way that we can generate cash flow is that buying teams. So there'll be 9 teams. This is our aim. 9 teams, right?
Yeah.
9 teams represented by different provinces. To be that
Okay.
team sponsor, you have to then also purchase the licensing for that team. So Nike will then purchase Pretoria. And now we know Pretoria
Okay.
is in. Pretoria is
But then
Nike
is
will
Nike
develop.
paying those players monthly?
So
Who's
is
paying the
Nike,
players? That's my question. Is it you, Tevin, who's paying the
yeah.
players, doing the transaction, or is the person who owns the team responsible for paying his own players?
I think it will have to fall on the team. It will have to fall on the team owners. Because even if you look
Got you.
at the bubble that we're
So,
trying to
so
create
those are
is,
requirements that have to be set out to say you're going to own this team and you're
yes,
requested to pay your players a minimum of so much.
yes. And then how we can actually back that up is with information. We look at player community, what's the size of this player's community, what was the previous season stats of this particular player. We can then also, because we have a combine idea, which is something that we can also market as an event itself, get licensing for that single event. So the combine is basically us rating the player. So all of that will go towards the player value. And then the owner, like Nike, will now decide, okay, here's a pool of players. These are how much the players are worth. When you are buying your club, you get the kit, you get the name, you get all of these things. And now you still have to sign your players and your coaches.
Got you. And everyone has to be on a monthly,
on our system database.
They have to be paid for as many exhibitions of the league. So if there's 9 exhibitions, that means they should be paid weekly or bi-weekly based on those exhibitions. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay, I got it. It's quite intense what you want to do here, bro.
So this is how the professional setup is worked. If you look at the Premier League, right? The Premier League creates a database for their players, right? So their Premier League partners with England, all the database, all the players that are filtered into the English database, the Premier League clubs have access to. Those players are assigned a particular value for whatever reasons they are valued at, whatever the amount is. The Premier League teams will then purchase that player.
Yes, I'm aware of what you said.
Yes, so that's the system that we want to create here.
Yeah, but you know that the liquidity in terms of Premier League and your liquidity, it differs. Do you understand? Because you're saying you want people to own the teams, but in the beginning, obviously, there won't be any team owners because people still have to find value within owning the team. So people, I think you're gonna have to get the players to understand that, in the beginning, you might not be getting, what you're looking for, but the intention is for you to be earning and getting a weekly salary or whatever kind of payment for playing in this league. But to do that, we have to make people want to own the teams. We have to attract team owners.
Yes. And how we do that is by leveraging off of the players and their community. Because if we can get, I'll give you an example, Jose, right? Jose Garcia, our ambassador, he has about a following of 3,000 people. So just for this top 4 event, 3,000 times 27. So there's 27 players involved. 3,000 times 27. That's the community that we are now speaking to. We can now take that number, right? We can take that number 3,000 times 27, whatever value that is. We can then take that and I can be like, listen, we want you to bring your apparel and sell your apparel through our system to this community of 3 times 27. I don't know how much is that.
A couple 100,000 people.
Yes. So that's a community that we've created, leveraging of what we have. Right. So we have the product. So we are saying team owners come on board.
So basically, that's what I'm saying. We need to create the trail first, because you don't approach Nike before. You approach them when the data collection is done.
Yes. So that's why these events that we are doing, to create awareness about what it is that we are doing, these service-based events, the Ultimate Pro Camp, that is all speaking to the big idea. It's all speaking to the big idea. So
what's the name of this league? You already have the name.
So right now it's called the Pro Arena Sports League.
Pro
Arena Sports, and it will be 5-a-side football. Yeah.
Got you. That's nice, bro. Nice concept.
Yeah, man. And what's powerful about this is we can, once this system is good, right, and we can prove that it works to ourselves, we can literally recreate this with all small-sided sports, bro. We can go into netball, we can go into basketball, we can do whatever we want to do with this exact model. So system. This is for me a lifetime project. That's what I'm seeing it as. And it's something that I can pass on for the next generation and next generation and next generation. So it's just about figuring it out, making sure that it works now, proving that it works, getting the blueprint, and then running and continually improving it.
Got you.
Yeah.
No, definitely, man. That's sounds like something that you've told yourself, this is it. So
this is it. This is it. Yeah.
In terms of that, when are you starting on the 2nd? You said.
So the 3rd of July, that's the first event that's happening at Siloam Live. So
Asylum Live. Okay.
we've confirmed the venue, bro. We've confirmed the only things that's now the nitty gritties is, and what we'll be meeting with them maybe next week when I go again. We'll be meeting them about, okay, let's talk about staff. Let's talk about
Yeah.
security arrangements. Let's talk about these small things, the nitty gritties that I didn't even think about.
And who's
Initially.
paying for those things?
Yes, yes.
Because
But
you see,
yeah,
Tevin, you starting something that's gonna grow, people's knowledge, athletes especially, but in general, people's knowledge will grow from what you're starting. But
yeah,
you don't want all of this to sit on your pocket.
yeah,
That's the thing. So you need to look at, how is it that I can structure, um, you know, this in a way where I can pay everyone and still not have to pay for, the expenses of actually running the project myself.
yeah,
So there's two sides. You got to pay for the things you need to run the camp, and then you got to pay for the staff you need. Those two things don't need to come from you. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Those two things need to pay themselves, basically.
yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
wondering if 2.5, if having 10 players or 20 players at 2.5 will allow you to cover all of those things, or if you should expand and say at least, if you're not gonna raise the price, you gotta raise the number of players that you're gonna take.
Mhm.
Just so you can cover everything.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? We need to think
Yeah,
about that side so that we're covered on staff, you're covered on the project. And then if possible, there should still be surplus cash so that you can use that to invest and reinvest it back into the project.
yeah,
That's what I think, you know? So
yeah. I think, yeah,
I'm doing the numbers in my head, but I actually
yeah.
need to sit down and draw up the numbers for you.
Do it, bro. So why I'm actually excited that we are having this meeting is because I know that this is your value add, bro. This is something that I am learning, but this is something that you've been doing. So I'm excited to do this with you so that I can learn from you in this
The whole
regard,
point is
especially.
you want to have a cash flowing business. You don't want
Yes.
to have a cash depleting business that every
Mm,
time you do it, it's depleting money from your pocket. You know what I
mm,
mean? Whereas that it's not going to drive the passion that you have for it. But if it's cash flowing, then your passion will be even, more accessible because now you don't have to strain yourself about the money side of things.
yeah. And I don't
You
have
get
to
what I'm
hustle
saying?
anymore. Yeah.
Yes, the whole point is the hustle itself, the project itself needs to cash flow. It needs to be profitable as a project so that Tevin doesn't have to worry about paying out expenses that weren't
Mm,
met. Even if we're not making a large profit in the beginning, even if
mm,
there's just 1,000 rand profit, a profit is a profit at the end of the day.
yeah.
Do you get what
It
I'm
shows
saying?
that it works. Yeah.
Yes. As long as profit was made, we can
Mm,
always do another event. But now, if there was no profit made, it's going to be difficult on your end to be able to do the camp consecutively, which is what you want to
mm,
do, because you know
yeah.
you're going to need to do at least 2 to 3 camps to get it
Mm,
popping.
yeah. That's the
So
aim.
yeah,
The
bro.
aim. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, for anything to pop, bro, it takes 2 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months for it to become like a massive explosion.
Mm,
You get what I'm saying? So,
I hear you, bro.
according to what I'm hearing, right now you're in a build-up stage, right? You're
Yeah.
building everything up. You're building
Yeah.
up your equity. You're building up credibility. You're building up your relationships with the people that you're working with. You're in that build-up stage, right? And you obviously want to give the value, but you also want to get value for what you're doing.
Yes. Yes, you must get profit share, but we want profit. Otherwise, what's the point of us doing this whole thing?
Yeah. You want all your guys to be paid in terms of your
Mm,
coaches, your staff. You yourself want to be paid. Me as
mm,
Limitless, I want to be paid. So everyone
mm.
wants to be paid. But before we worry about everyone getting paid, let's worry about how we getting paid. Where's the money coming from? What's our source? You get what I'm saying? What is our
Yeah,
source? You know, I've done a calculation, Tevin. I did tell you I'm looking to launch my own office, right?
okay.
As limitless, because I see there is a demand of people who want to come and learn how to trade and learn about cryptos and learn about, you know, what's happening in the financial markets. So I've done
Yeah.
my own calculations to say, like, if I have 10 students a day and I'm doing a class every day and I'm charging 500 rands for that class, I'm making 5,000 a day for 5 days. That's 25,000, right? Times 4 weeks. That's how much?
Sure, man. That's 100K.
Aha. So I can make 100,000 a month by simply hosting one class a day with 10 students for 500 rands.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
see? Do you understand? You
I get you.
you look at the value of what you have. I know many people want to learn how to trade and they look at the price side, you know, like it's expensive. So what if I made it cheaper? But then if I make it cheaper, I need to look at the numbers side,
Mm.
because the numbers side is going to allow me to cash flow.
Mm.
People can afford to pay 500 rand. You know what I mean? Even if I take it down and I say 250 rand for 25 clients a day, it's the same number.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So we need to look at the same thing when it comes to your camp.
Okay. I hear you. I hear you.
Do you hear what
But
I'm
okay,
saying?
bro. No, I hear you. I hear you 1,000%. And that was actually good because it gave me a different perspective. So now I know what to do, which is really cool. And it's actually
Like I
exciting.
know what you're providing is worth even more than the 2.5 you want to charge, you
Way
know?
more. Yeah. It's worth way
Way
more.
more.
Yeah.
You know, so we need to look at how we play it so that you can cover all the things you need to cover. You can pay staff, you can pay, you know, expenses, and still be left with surplus cash. That's what I would like to see out of the project.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Man, I have to go. But what I will do is I'm going to be thinking about this now, maybe for the next 2 or 3 days. I think by then I would have come up with something. I really think I
Yeah,
would have.
I think I need about 1 or 2 days as well, just to look at the numbers side so it makes sense for me. Because like I'm saying, I already see what you want to do, because I already also wanted to do a similar kind of model, you know,
Okay.
in terms of running an office space. So even those things that you're teaching, nutrition, maybe provide that not only to the athletes, but to people who want to lose weight and be more nutritious. You know, charge a certain fee and run those classes. You can generate so much more cash flow.
Good. Yes. Yes, Mr. Leto. Yes.
Yeah, bro.
Yes. Okay.
I'm with you, bro. We're gonna
The
talk
things are
about
turning.
this.
You see, the things
Yeah,
are turning.
yeah. All right,
Okay.
let's link up later. We'll speak.
Okay. Power, bro. Okay,
Blessings,
Mr.
family.
Leto. Peace to
Sharp,
you,
my
man.
bro.
Have a good day. Peace.
Sharp.